How are you feeling about Scorpio season?
Scorpio season? Scorpio season can come with its various challenges. I feel like sometimes I'm stuck in between two pincers and one, stinger. I will say this. The Pleiadians come every Scorpio season, and we're forced to abide by the Pleiadian Council's impositions on the human race, and that sometimes leaves us a bit, I don't know. I feel like I'm just spinning. I have been practicing this, sort of southern televangelist type who looks you in the eye and gives it to you square so that you can feel everything you need to feel about the love of God. I guarantee it. Well, ask me a question about the kingdom of God and I'll tell it to you. I'll give it to you straight. Straight like nobody ever gave it to you. No, sir.
Why do bad things happen if God is loving?
Why do bad things happen? I'll tell you why bad things happen. Because people do coke. Coke gives you so amped up in your adrenaline system that you have no control over what you're going to do. Each gram of cocaine, industry-grade cocaine, has at least 7 devils per microgram that enters into your bloodstream and leads you on the path, the wily path of sin, from whence there is no return without the love of Jesus Christ.
Okay, now do an impression of me.
I can't. That was a pretty good impression.
I told you about my rock climbing story.
I can't is a really good impression of you.
But it's with people. It's usually when I'm like talking about like an absurd personality trait someone has and I'm like, I just can't. Oh no! Do your impression of Bernie.
Bernie Sanders the human is more like, as I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me an endless skyway. And all about round me a voice was saying, this land was made for you and me. Buy my folk album. It's the only way my wife and I are going to be able to afford a home. I would like to see the billionaires roasted on a spit in the public square. I will say that our main channel is actually our own channel. We can become a channel for all kinds of various entities, ghouls, imps, lesser demons. Of course, each one of those comes with their own shadow side, and it's our responsibility to purge that with the light of Gnosis, sometimes called the Philosopher's Stone, sometimes called Soma is what they would have drank, in the various Buddhist cultures in that region, and consequently named that in Aldous Huxley's masterpiece, A Brave New World, I believe, was a satirical take on that concept, which seems clear as day to anyone who has both experienced the gnosis of Soma or has done any substantive reading about it. Any questions?
I just think you're so brilliant.
It's not really me so much being brilliant as it is, the light of 1,000 suns convalescing and gravitating to each other, evolving through this various stages of intelligence accumulating in me. All I am is merely a conduit for a wider universal intelligence that abides in all of us.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Cats. The guardians of the DMT realms, of course. I am actually a licensed Reiki master. I've been licensed both in this realm and in other realms by other rating systems and various interdimensional Reiki councils. One of which banned me for something that I consider to be a pretty an ethical strong point as far as human values are concerned. But when you get into extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial life forms with different ethical codes, there is some gray area. I will not deceive you about that. And I just say, namaste. I recognize that we are two perspectives on the same interdimensional universal force, and that perhaps while we may not align on this particular value, there is value in our particulars. It's not so much improv as it is opening up the Akashic records that are inside of all of us and accessing that which is written in light through the code of our own genetics.
This looks like it's still muted, Tana.
How do I keep muting it?
I actually kind of hated this character when you started doing it, but now I really like it.
I go in between being like a fake intellectual stoner spiritual guy to being like just a total like stoner bro.
Batshit crazy. Just your ability to use your voice that way is scary.
Well, it did take a long time. There was I had to clear my throat chakra, which was actually a more rigorous process than you would perhaps initially consider. I had to swallow at least 10 live coals.
Live coals?
Coals, yes.
Like burning hot coals.
No, I mean they were actually living entities. What
You're
you
like,
may
no,
not realize.
10 coal store department stores.